Hi guys, it's Tracy in Australia and I've popped in with a project share. This is another tag book and I've actually made a couple, but I'll only film this one because it's a little bit different. As you can see, it's steampunk. If you want information about the tutorial that I watched and the sizing that I used, refer back to my previous videos. Okay, so it's a long time since I've done steampunk and I really enjoyed doing this one. So 3 pages, so it's basically a trifold, and I've used various bits and pieces to get that steampunk feel. So here I've got a metal flower. I've done embossed cardstock with metallic waxes on it to create the pocket. I added a tab here and then made a charm to go off that. And I actually had in my stash this little screwdriver, so I added that, part of a necklace, a Tim Holtz tag with a number on it, and then this little watch charm which I changed up the color, and there's a button. Just some little bits and pieces. I did actually include some doily pieces that I've heavily tea dyed, a little bit of vintage net down here, because I figured steampunk, the clothing's very Victorian, and you know, laces are part of that. So you can see the collaging that I've done on the background pages here. I added some cogs and gears, which I changed up with Finnabar Rust Effects paste, and I also did some Lindy's sprays on there. So I've included this steampunk metallic embellishment, and that just holds the pocket in, the tag. This is the tag that I've made. I did use 3 or 4 digitals from Etsy. They were new purchases, and I will leave the names of those shops in the description box. So this is a commercial piece of card which I've backed, and I've embossed it, and then I've added the graphic, and there's a little button here. So again, the collaging to make the background paper, commercial piece of paper here. And this was one of the digitals that I purchased. And as you can see, it's a slide. And I added some acetate. And then in the back here, I stamped that piece and then added a die cut. So this pocket, I really like how that turned out, and I used a Tim Holtz die, and then did metal gilding wax on that, and then folded it down here like it was peeled back part of a ship or something like that. So little commercial piece in there. Imagine, you've got to have a lot of imagination to play around with steampunk. Love how this one turned out, really old grungy bit of paper. Then I've used a bit of washi tape and this gorgeous graphic, and I've sewed around that. This tag, again, was created with a commercial piece of paper, and I've added some cogs and gears to that. And for the tab, I actually used a filigree metal piece and folded that over. Just let you see the background work that I did there on the paper. The collaging to do that is one of my favorite things. I actually used a bit of stamping on this one as well as the Lindy's inks. So this is inside the second page. And had fun with this tag, embossing folder, and then I've used quite a few different waxes on that to get the effect. Tied a bit of this sheer metallic fabric to the top. This I thought was really cute. So this frame was gifted to me by Kim Becker. Hi Kim. Added a little cog up here, and this was one of the sets I purchased, and it was watercolor effect steampunk animals, and that's just really cute. So this one was a little pocket. It's like a little passporty thing. I've made a little pocket with some tickets, added a dial to that, and inside is this these little like passport type photos of these two kids, which are really cute. This is a large tag that I made. I love the shape of that one. I've added a metal piece up here, which again, I've altered with the waxes. This actually spins around. It's not actually acetate, it's a bit heavier than that, but it's commercial. Don't know where I got it from. And then this piece, which is just a paper cog, spins around as well. So into that pocket, I've put a map that I printed onto some tracing paper. I often use this map. It's an old map of Europe. I really like it. Then I have this young lady, very Victorian sort of background. I've added a cog up there, and that just opens up, and there's a little bit of writing space. And then this little ticket that says mileage. So you could actually write on the back of that tag or create another pocket as well. And again, I've used the metallic sheer fabric as to put a bow. So I made a couple of other little pieces because the background page, I didn't want to cover it up. I really liked how it came out. So I just added a little commercial pieces of pocket here, popped in some little ephemera pieces. So I actually made a faux postcard to go in there, and I like how that turned out. I did a flip tag, which I've done for several of the others. And this one I used the front of a window envelope, covered that with tissue paper, added some gears, and I've actually turned that into like a little notebooky thing. So this one, I have this gorgeous old book, and it's about aeronautical engineering. The pages are quite brittle. You can see that they've torn here, but I thought that was a really cool little piece to add. And then this was one of the graphics that I purchased, and I just held them together with one of those little clips. So you could either use that as your own, in your own decoupaging or collaging, or just leave it as is. And then on the back, I did this pocket with one of those textured dies that were out a couple of years ago. Really love how that turned out. Tim Holtz paste, Finnabar rust paste, and then I've added this dial to the front, which I did with glossy accents so it stands out a bit. And then I made this little flip with some writing spaces and included some more of the animal, steampunk animal pieces in there. I thought this girl might be interested in ornithology, so I popped this in as well. And a little metal number up there. So for my binding, I had this sheer fabric in my fabric stash, and it ripped up really nicely. It's black and gold, so it went really well, I felt, with the theme of steampunk. Okay, that's my little tag book, steampunk style, and I hope to see you again soon.